Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope everybody's having a magnificent Monday today. Got a magnificent show for you guys. Hello, who do we got in the chat? I see Sec Amethyst, the lioness of videography. Check out her channel. She has a cool little YouTube channel. Hello, Positive Therapist. Hello, Igwe's daughter. Hey, Needs Wallet Watches. Salute to the chat as usual. What else we got in here? All right, looks like everybody's having a pretty good Monday. The chat is festive already. This is good. So, you guys know the term body shaming, fat shaming, right? Now, what happens when somebody is body shamed or fat shaming who actually looks good, who's considered pretty, like legitimately pretty, right? They're famous on top of this. Is that possible? Can such a thing like that be possible? And if somebody who's pretty can be fat shamed or body shamed, what the hell does the rest of us do, right? What if you're actually trying to lose weight? How bad is that for you then? If it can mess somebody up who is pretty, famous, and rich, right? That's what we're going to talk about in today's show. And I'm curious, really curious to hear what you guys think about that, because I find this topic fascinating, fascinating. So let's get right into it, guys.
World famous singer Camila Cabello has recently come out and shared her thoughts on the paparazzi and her body image struggles. Just because you're famous, she has over 60 million followers on Instagram.
60 million followers on Instagram. I would love to have a fraction of that.
Just because you look amazing doesn't mean that you
Notice she has a pretty face, right? I think most people would agree she has a pretty face.
love your body or your images. No one is immune to the comments, the things that people say about us.
No one is immune. This is true. This is very true. Nobody's immune from this. People think because people put on a facade, they smile, they seem happy, etc., etc. Who knows what's going on behind the scenes, right?
Camila is no different from all of us, and I'm so happy that she shared this message. So many people will benefit from what she's saying. Camila, she's complaining about the paparazzi taking photos of her all the time.
I mean, looking at these pictures, she's an attractive woman, right? I wouldn't consider this an overweight lady, right? Or obese or anything remotely close to that.
That she can't get any peace. But it's not really the photographers that are their problem. They're just doing their job. They're paid to take pictures of her and show her. That's how they make a living. You can't blame someone for trying to make a living. The problem that she has is with society as a whole, the way we view those pictures, the way we comment about it, and the way we put down other people for not looking a certain way. And so you would think,
oh, but she's famous. She can handle it.
She's clearly not handling it well. She says it affects her confidence. She would wear small bikinis, too small, not care.
Hey, I look great in this bikini. No problem. I feel good.
Then she sees the photos, reads the comments, people saying,
oh, you don't look so good. Look at that stomach. Look at those rolls.
And then suddenly feels bad about herself. She's letting other people define how she feels about her body.
Struggle streaming already with the muting of the mic. As I was saying, obviously this is a no-no. You don't want to let people's opinions of you influence you that much, right? That's obviously a no-no. Reading the comments, looking at the pictures. If you know you look good, you have to stick with that, right?
So the problem is that in our culture, we think that women need to look a certain way. And it's not just women, I know it's men, but we're talking about her. People think you need to be skinny, have a flat stomach, curves everywhere, perfect skin, beautiful makeup, hair, and so on. And it is not realistic. These photos that we're seeing are Photoshop manipulated, and people are posting the best one. So
did you hear that? Look, when you see pictures of people online, they've taken hundreds, maybe thousands of photographs, right? Professional photographer, they touch them up, modify them, and then they pick the very best of the best to post. For example, when I interviewed my first coach, a bikini model, you guys should watch that video. She pointed out that you may see an IG model, in December in some Santa Claus outfit. She took that picture in June, when she was dieting properly, doing everything properly to look fantastic. And she took a whole bunch of pictures then. She has her spring collection, her winter collection, and she's taking the pictures in June, right? This is the reality of the situation. You cannot look like these people. This is unrealistic. Very unrealistic. I mean, you know how many guys want to have a six-pack? Do you know how low your body fat needs to be to see your abs? Yeah, exactly. Most people have no clue. And they're striving for this ideal that's impossible to get. I mean, just imagine the perfect physique you'd love to have. You can't get that physique. It's impossible. Either you don't have the genetics, you're not a full-time professional, or you're too old to get that body, right? You got to be realistic with these things. Got to be realistic. Hey, we got a super chat. Shout out to the positive therapist. Thanks so much for the super chat. I appreciate this. As I always say, it's your hard-earned money, or your spouses, your significant others, or I don't know, your parents perhaps, depending on how old you are. So positive therapist says, body shaming can lead to mental health issues, including eating disorders, depression, anxiety, low self-esteem, and body dysmorphia, as well as the general feeling of hating one's body. Yes, and I found studies on this. Positive therapist is probably looking at my show notes. But yeah, let's get back into it.
When she goes on a vacation, puts on a bikini, walks out on the beach, she knows that every single second of that trip, somebody's trying to take a photo. If she breathes out the wrong way, bends over, twists around, people are going to snap the photo and show it and say,
Look at how she looks.
and people are going to judge.
You got to think about this, right? When you see these photographs where the celebrity doesn't look so good, there are these people that are sitting there, you know, they're like snipers, just waiting, taking pictures. They're waiting for the right moment, the right shot, when they just don't look so cute or so handsome or so hunk-like, and go, boom, gotcha. It's the opposite of when they're trying to get the perfect photograph, right? And they touch it up. They're trying to get the worst photograph possible. This is their job, right? Because they know people like you are going to click on it. You're going to click on it. That's what they want. That's what they want. And they know they're going to get that click.
Oh, you're not so perfect. You don't look good.
And why do people do that? Because they love shitting on other people who they see are better than them. She's world famous, beautiful, rich. So let's shit on her. Let's tear her down.
This is unfortunately human nature, right? It is what it is. I'm sure anybody watching this video or live here who's ever lost significant amount of weight to run into this strange phenomenon where along the way of weight loss, there are people who don't seem that happy that they're losing weight, strange as it may seem, right? I'll give you a true story. Guy called into a show. I think he was over 300 pounds, worked in IT, right? Was losing a ton of weight. The doctor told him he had terrible health issues and he's doing well. And then the other people in the office, you know, they told him they preferred the old him. The old him was more fun. And he said, yeah, but the old fat me was dying. And they said, we don't care. We prefer the old you. You're more fun. You would eat the candy with us, the cupcakes, this, to that, blah, 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 blah. Right? Crazy as it may sound. This is human nature, right? So in this scenario, look at this picture. She, again, looks really good, right? So how many of the people that are commenting on this lady look nothing like this lady, right? If they're ladies, right? Probably don't look at it. And if they're dudes, they're probably not handsome guys either, right? But it's easy to click and say bad things about people, right? The key thing here is to not let it affect your mentally. Unfortunately, it can. And the purpose of this video is to point out, right, that, see, body positivity, to me, had good intention and has good intentions, let's say. Of course, it can be corrupted like anything else in life can be corrupted, right? The key thing is, to me, this is a good version of body positivity. Can't speak today, right? And unfortunately, she's letting this stuff affect her brain. She shouldn't. She should have the mentality of a Lizzo in this case, right? This would be a good version. If she had the Lizzo mentality, this would be perfect for her because she's cleared of a normal weight. I doubt she has health issues. Contrast that with Lizzo. Lizzo, it's not at the healthy weight, right? It's not at the healthy weight. That is just not healthy. So you have a contradiction here. You've got Lizzo on one hand, very unhealthy weight, super duper confident, wearing bikinis, thongs. She says she's fabulous and she's fine at this weight, right? You have this other lady over here, to me looks much better. I think most people agree she's more attractive, wearing a bikini and worried about what other people thinks, right? She's at a much healthy weight. Actually, I can confidently say she is at a healthy weight, right? She has enough pictures and videos to confirm this.
Rather than us trying to lift ourselves up, we tear other people down.
There you go again. This is unfortunately true. Like crabs in a barrel. One crab is crawling out, the other crabs are just pulling it back down, right? Focus on yourself. Make yourself a better person.
Makes us feel better. And so they write in the comments, and I've been there, read thousands of comments, how people hate me. People don't like other people who are successful, so they try to lower them. Rather than working hard and giving compliments, people just tear other people down. And no, not everybody, but in large part, society, that's what people do. And so it finally got to her to the point of making this message to try and help other people.
That's a long ass message.
The day of the beach, she's not eating anything heavy. So she's probably starving herself, trying not to eat much, and she's sucking in her stomach the entire time.
I mean, that's crazy. I mean, look at her. She's in a two-piece bikini, right? But she's not feeling happy. And I've told you guys about this before, right? This phenomenon where it's seen in gyms, usually with men. They have fantastic physiques. Greek god Adonis-like physiques, but they're all covered up. They're covered up head to toe. Baggy shirts, baggy pants, baggy everything. And, you know, for some of them, they just don't feel that they look, say, stage ready or something. So in their brains, they're like, they don't look fantastic. But the most normal people, they're like, man, that dude looks fantastic. If I look like him, I'd be wearing tank tops, nothing. I'd be dressed as little as possible. This is what she's going through in a sense, right? She looks good, yet she's thinking she doesn't look good, which is crazy looking at her photographs, right?
How much fun would you have on a beach if you had to flex your stomach, suck in your belly every time you take a step? Even when you're laying down, people are trying to take photos. You go for a walk in the water.
Oh, it's her dad bod, her mom bod. Oh my God, look at the weight she's gained. She let herself go.
People are so quick to insult her. Rather than saying,
Hey, here's a normal woman having a good time on the beach.
and she reflects back and she remembers when she was 7 years old. The time she had, the careless, free nature you had, having nothing but fun. Nowadays, can't happen. She can't relax, can't enjoy herself on the beach. So despite having millions of followers, millions of dollars, all the money in the world, she can't be happy on the beach. Why? Because she's worried about what will the people say when they see my photos.
You know, on a smaller level, much smaller level than this lady, I can kind of relate. I think I've told this story on the show before, maybe not, but I think I have. I have. Walking on the beach one day, right? Feeling kind of bloated. Ironically, what it talks about. Walking along, and this young, handsome-looking guy, very fit body, young guy, says, man, looking good, dude. Must be back day. And I always remember this, his very pretty girlfriend leans over, like she was to the right of him, going, yeah, looking great. And I remember thinking, yeah, you're right. I am looking great. What the hell am I worried about? But you know, you can play Jedi mind tricks on yourself, right?
Is that the way you should live your life? And guess what? Most people feel like this. Not just her, not just famous people. Most people feel like this.
I didn't plan to tell that story at that specific point. That just happened to be coincidence, by the way. I'm not that good.
Do you know how many people avoid going to the beach altogether? Or won't put on that bathing suit, will be covered up because
I don't want other people to judge me.
how many people don't go to the gym, cover up, are worried?
I ate too much, my belly's bloated, I'm not going out tonight. I'm not gonna have fun. Why? Because I don't look and meet up to society's expectations of what a real woman should look like.
Images on social media are not what real women or people should look like.
Even if you could look like this, right? It's not actually, how to put this? If you're on a desert island, that person that is so lean, right? If you're about stranded there, that's the person that's probably not going to make it, right? Because in nature, you usually are not going to be that lean. You need some fat on you to survive. Now, I'm not saying to be obese or fat. That's not what I'm saying, right? But you do need some fat on you. It's not an accident in ancient photographs or ancient paintings or pictures. People didn't look jacked or even forget jacked, just look super lean. That wasn't natural. Not natural at all.
It's not how we look. It's doctored Photoshop images of what we make it look like we should look like. Why is it that extremely low body fat levels, flat stomachs, are promoted? Does that mean you're healthy? Of course, leaner is better than being morbidly obese, but at what point does it become unhealthy? If you're constantly flexing on the beach, sucking in your stomach, not having any fun, how is your mental health? Health is not just physical. Physical, mental, social, spiritual. If any of those should suffer, you're not overall a healthy person.
Plus, as we've seen in other shows, right? Some of the people with the most fantastic physiques are not healthy on the inside because they're taking certain pharmaceutical drugs to look fantastic. And it's not limited to the men. Women do it too, remember.
And so if you're struggling to look a certain way, trying to be perfect all the time, and it's affecting your mental health, you are not healthy. Is it worth it? Remember, it's not what other people think of you. It's what do you think of yourself? I could have thousands of haters.
I hate Coach Greg. He says this, he says that.
What does it matter? The 1,000 other people that I've never met in my life that are rating random comments, does that really matter? Or does it matter what me and my friends think? The people that matter in my life. So really ask yourself, why are you trying to impress people that you've never met and will never speak to in your entire life? Does that actually matter? Or is it matter that you have self-esteem, that your ego is intact, that you and your friends are happy? What truly, truly matters? Every time I've gone to the beach club in Miami, I get papped. I had no idea what that meant. I had to do some research and find out. Perhaps you all did. I didn't know. Papped, a paparazzi, taking more photos than last time. Every single time, people trying to get photos. Imagine the stress that can lead to your mental health if you're not comfortable with how you look. And you might, in fact, start out comfortable. You think you look great. You're doing amazing. Then suddenly you enter a bodybuilding contest, bikini competition, or you post a photo on Instagram of which you're proud of, you think you did great, and suddenly you read all the hate comments. And you're like,
I never knew people felt that way about me. I no longer think I look good.
I'm going to tell you a story. I used to teach the grade 8 students this in my health class. The story is about a young woman who went to a school dance. She was at the dance, she did her hair, looked amazing, was having a great time. Dancing was the life of the dance. Everyone wanted to dance with her. She was having a great time, so much fun. Partying, dancing, yay, great time. Then she said,
I have to go to the bathroom.
Walked to the bathroom, looked in the mirror, her hair was green. She had just dyed and done up her hair was green. She started to cry. She ran home, and the next day people said,
What was wrong? What happened? You were having so much fun.
She says,
yeah, but my hair was green. Yeah, we loved it. It was so cool. You had the green hair. You stood out. You were dancing, having a great time, smiling the entire time. Yeah, but I didn't like my hair, and I was worried about what people would say and do, and that they would be making fun of me. What are you talking about? We all loved it. We had a great time.
And so the moral of the story is, why does it matter what you think other people are thinking?
That was a great story. I don't know if it's a true story, but that was a great story. So true, right? Having a great time until they, again, start playing Jedi mind tricks on oneself, right? Because the key thing here, again, is not to say being fat is fine or you should get fat, right? The key thing here is that be happy with yourself, be on that journey, weight loss journey, what have you. But don't let other people influence you negatively. The studies are pretty clear, right? I was actually surprised how clear the studies are, to be honest. Whether they looked at men or women, for example, showing them overweight and normal sized people, show them a video where fat shaming is going on. Afterwards, people who were bigger would eat more food, ironically, than they would normally do. Or they look at studies where people are fat shamed or body shamed. It could, lead to depression or more depression. And while there's no studies showing that link to, the S word, it's common sense that, and it's proven that if you are more depressed, you're more likely to do the S thing, right? So it is a real thing. And probably the worst part too is that it actually doesn't work. I mean, most of us, if you've ever run into this, is from a family member or a friend. They're like, oh, maybe a dad, a mom, a aunt, uncle, like, oh, you're getting kind of bigger. You might want to do something about that. You need to lose some weight, Hey, if you want to get a pretty girlfriend, you better lose some weight. Or, hey, you want to get a husband, you better lose some weight. It's usually coming from a good place with well-intentioned. Unfortunately, the studies are crystal clear. It doesn't work. I mean, think of it. When has it ever worked? Have you ever seen somebody that people harassed, bothered, or yourself to lose weight? I mean, I didn't lose weight when people told me to lose weight. I lost weight when I wanted to lose weight. I think that's how most people do. And another thing with the studies, right? It's pretty clear that if you're overweight, you're much more likely depressed. As a matter of fact, pretty much guaranteed from what I understood. Could be wrong there. So when people say, oh yeah, that person is very overweight and they're very happy. Yes, they're very happy. But you know what happens if they lose a lot of weight? Then become even way more happier. As I've said before, I have never once in my life met somebody who lost a ton of weight and said they were happier before they lose the weight. Never. Because that would mean if they lost a ton of weight, they would purposely go get back fat again, right? But nobody does this. When they fall off the wagon and get back to putting on weight, it's not on purpose, it's accidental, right? Or for sure not on purpose, right? So it's when people say they're happy, I'm pretty confident they would be happier if they lost weight. 100% sure of this.
She's having an amazing time until the moment that she discovers that,
Oh, perhaps people will judge me because my hair is green.
no one cared. They saw the joy and the happiness as she danced, was smiling, having a great time of her life. But she looked in the mirror, saw it was green, and let that ruin her night. All for what? So the next time you think,
I'm not gonna have fun because my hair isn't done right. My clothes don't look good. I have a stain on my shirt. I have a zit right here, a blemish.
don't let it ruin your night. People don't care. What they care about is, are you having a good time? Happiness and joy is contagious, and I know when I see other people having fun, that makes me have fun. When I see other people having a good time, it puts me in a good mood. I could care less if they have green hair, blue hair, acne everywhere, no hair whatsoever, whatever's going on, who cares? Is that person having a good time? I don't care, 300 pounds in a bikini on a rooftop party, having a great time, awesome. Why would I care if they're 100 pounds, 300 pounds overweight? They're having a great time. So don't let your weight and your looks define you. Let your happiness, your ego, your confidence define you. So just think how that story I used to tell my younger students, how does that compare? How could they help Camilla? Just let's hear this sentence. I knew I looked good in the pictures and I thought I would feel accomplished, and yet I've never had a worse time at the beach. She knew she looked good. She felt she looked amazing. She was perfectly happy. But then when she sees the photos and reads the comments, it then ruins her day. Why should that matter? Should it in fact matter in the slightest? No. She's having fun, loved the way she looked until she discovered something else. The young girl with the green hair was having an amazing time at the school dance until she discovered her hair was green. Until Camille read those comments, she's having a great time in her life. She was confident, felt sexy, beautiful, all good things. She read the comments and now her views changed. Why? I felt the emptiness and sadness of our culture's thoughts that became my thoughts. She was once happy, she felt great. Then she read what other people felt, and suddenly she embraced those thoughts as her own. You have your own thoughts. Other people, they can think whatever they want. They can hate you, put you down, insult you. But it's up to you to decide how you feel.
This is a 100% true. Again, go back to Lizzo, right? I mean, her attitude and thinking is pretty good. If you're a normal size weight, if you're a healthy weight, that'd be the way to be, right? That would be the way to be, I would say. Definitely focus on what you think about yourself, not what other people think about you. Doesn't matter whether you're famous or not. It's the same thing.
Don't let what other people say about you dictate how you feel about your own personal self. I'm not at the point in my journey when I cannot give a cookbook. She's not yet there, she's working on it. And so although she knows she shouldn't care about what other people think, it takes time. You can't just watch one Coach Greg video and all of a sudden love your body and have no impact at all on what other people say. But with practice, you can get used to it. When I was younger, I used to care what people think. Always cared. Still care a little bit, but a lot less than before. Until a moment in high school where I said, I'm not going to give a shit about what other people think. Do you know how liberating that is? How much freedom that provides? You can suddenly volunteer to do certain things that you wouldn't do. You can join clubs, do tasks, do what you want to do. Maybe you want to join the dance team, to be an aerobics instructor. But people make fun of you.
You're a guy, you're gonna do aerobics. You're gonna be a cheerleader. Oh, that's cute, Greg.
Don't give a shit. I'm going to do me. I'm going to do what makes me happy. I'm not going to care about what you guys say. You're going to make fun of me? Sure. And guess what? I don't give a shit. I'm keep going. I'm going to do me. That is what I encourage all of you to do. Stop worrying about what other people are going to say to you and start trying to make yourself happy. And no, it doesn't mean eat and gain 500 pounds and ruin your health. I'm not saying that you should just give up and gain as much weight as possible. Love yourself, of course. Love yourself enough to be healthy. But don't let the comments that people say about you, making fun of you, teasing you, make you sad. Do it for yourself and not for other people. Nobody's perfect. You might not be at your ideal weight. You don't need to be. Can you be better? Can you improve? Do the best you can and be happy with that. All you can do is the best that you can do. Ironically, all the therapy, all the inner work is to try and get back to feeling like 7-year-old me on the beach. I'm mourning her today. Happy, silly, breathing, pretending to be a mermaid, free. Isn't this an amazing message by Camilla? She's trying to get back to her childhood self before all the worries, worrying about what other people think. With fame, popularity comes a lot of criticism and critique. Very difficult. And although she has a lot of money, you can see she's struggling with her confidence and with her body, and she's working on it. Please be proactive, love your body, ending it here.
So, what do you guys think? I thought it was a pretty interesting situation with somebody who is obviously good looking, pretty, famous, rich, and they're dealing with the negative effects of body shaming / fat shaming, right? That's something that you would normally think about. You normally think of this happening to somebody who's very overweight. So I'm curious to know what you guys think in the chat. So let's go there. And also let me drop the link. If anybody wants to call into the show. So, got randomly kicked from the chat a while ago. That's interesting. Guess there's a first for everything. Anyway, as I was saying, let's see what you guys have to say in the chat. Okay. Yep, the positive therapist says some people are miserable and misery loves company. Don't join their party. So true. Hey, welcome before the Billiams to the show. Welcome to the show. Hey, Uwezimana Angelique. There is too much Photoshop on the media. No one can live to that kind of standard. That's so true. No one can live to that. It's an impossibility, pretty much. And this is a good point. Besides, beauty standards change over time. This is true. This is true. It's like hemlines, right? They go up and down. They go up and down. Skincare do's and don'ts says people aspire to have fame, but it comes with its advantages and disadvantages. You have to be mentally prepared for it. This is true. But you know, one of the things too is that, funnily enough, I think it impacts regular people as well. So apparently my chat scroll back doesn't go back all the way as a result of being kicked out. So I apologize if I missed any really cool chats by you guys. So that's his Sec Amethyst has finals going on. Okay. So what else do you guys think about this? What do you think about body shaming / fat shaming? Do you think it works? Does not work? It's nice? Not nice? Feel free to call in to let me know what you guys think. Skincare do's and don'ts says, I think people have such a high expectation of celebrities and their bodies. This is so true. This is so true. They do. The slightest thing and boom, they figure something is up. Hey, likes are free, so hit that like button. Hit that like button. Yes, positive therapist. This is so true. Many people are depressed and don't realize it until they go to therapy. If they go, this is true. You go on to say that depression and anxiety increased 25% over last year. Wow. Okay. I guess that's attached to the big C word, right? That's what I'm guessing here. If that's the case. Wow. That's crazy. That is crazy. Watch your thoughts. Your thoughts become your words. I will agree with that as well. Positive therapist. Welcome to the show, D.I. Grifter. D.I. Grifter says, fat shaming, body shame is cruel. I think people try to shame particular celebrities to bring them down a bit. Yes, this is true. This is so true. They're like, why is that person so rich and famous and why do they look so good? Yeah, it's crazy how that is, right? Crazy how that is. But yep, that's a thing. That is a thing. Thanks for the comments. Pretty good comment. Positive Therapist says, yes, it is. So this increase was 25% worldwide. Oh, wow. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, you know, some of the studies on the fat shaming, body shaming was somewhat surprising, but pretty much what it led to was depression in people. They're at a higher risk of depression at any rate, and other mental issues, you know, could lead to eating disorders like binge eating, reduced self-esteem. That's kind of obvious. And then, of course, you know, you have the other things caused by causing stress. I should say you have other things that will factor in: weight gain. And if you're stressed out, your cortisol levels are going to go up, which is not good either. You could have mental issues. And of course, again, if you're having all these other problems, ironic, is going to lead to the risk of you having other physical problems. There's chronic diseases. So in a nutshell, it harms people both psychologically and physically, you could argue. So it's definitely no bueno, no bueno. Ironically, when it's friends and family members, usually it's coming from, let's say, good intentions, but the results are still the same. And of course, if it comes from strangers, you're definitely not feeling any good feelings from that, right? I think most family members and friends, if they knew statistics like that, they would not try to body shame or fat shame people. Hey, Tony, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. The Positive Therapist says the message we receive is that we should strive for the perfect body and find ways to hide our flaws. Trying to live up to these standards creates negative feelings about our self-worth. Yes, this is true. This is true. It's a vicious cycle. It's a vicious cycle. Clearly, and clearly it really bothers people. Again, all these studies are not on famous people that I'm referencing, right? And they did have control groups with normal weight people as well. This is a good comment. Body positivity, as opposed to body shaming, is learning to embrace your own imperfections and feeling content with how we are and how we look. Once we have fully embraced how we look, no amount of judgment that may be directed towards us can put us down. This is what body positivity should be. This is a great comment. Like many things in life, it gets corrupted over time. And now, instead of somebody who is losing weight or has lost a lot of weight and still has imperfections, for example, say loose skin, they lost a ton of weight, they got loose skin, they're embracing their body, they're feeling happy. It's been morphed into like, well, I'm morbidly obese, not trying to lose weight, don't want to lose weight. I look fabulous the way I am. That's the bad side of body positivity, right? That side is not helping anybody. It's definitely not helping anybody at all. Not helping anybody. Because at that weight, this is just science. You're just unhealthy. You're at increased risk of everything wrong going with you. All right, I'm going to drop the link one more time. I think I've covered pretty much all the comments here. Looking, see if I see any other comments. Mm-hmm. So the Positive Therapist says the overall message we receive is that we should strive for the perfect body and find ways to hide our flaws. Trying to live up to these standards create negative feelings about our self-worth. Right, I had this already. And self-esteem. It leads to judgment about ourselves and others, which can manifest as body shaming. Yes, this is true. This is true. Okay, looking through the comments, if I see anything else. Sec Amethyst, I would like to see a collab with Coach and Miss Maggie. Okay, Maggie, the substitute teacher, is a lady that substitutes different foods to fit her dietary needs and help lose weight. Her cooking shows are amazing. Okay, I'll check her out. Maggie, the substitute teacher, you said, right? Okay. Let's see. Maggie, substitute teacher. Oh, okay. Yeah. I will reach out to her. Yeah, it's an interesting concept here. Yeah, I will do that, Sec Amethyst. Thanks for the idea. I appreciate it. Thank you. I will send her a message. All right, so it doesn't look like anybody's calling in tonight. And I think we've hit pretty much all the topics that I wanted to cover. So, again, hope everybody had a magnificent Monday. See you guys on Wednesday. We'll have a wonderful Wednesday then. So, again, later's my massive. Me I go long now. For those who don't speak Jamaican patois, that is goodbye, my people. Peace.